Some people coming back, some new people, possibly infinite many people out there on the video sometime in the future. Today's session is about... Oh, Devious, we're getting a little bit of feedback. Can you mute your mic, my friend? Thank you. Today's session is about getting the most out of your self-training. Like if you want to get more peace or happiness or friendships or confidence, I'm going to really focus on like just take the shortest path there. And that's going to be the theme. And there's a lot of personal development movements out there that talk about all like convoluted ways of doing stuff. And today I'm going to try and just cut through that. And that's our mission. So for those of you who are new, we have a little bit of tradition that we've inherited from the people who built this world. I'm going to ring the bell and we're going to line up. And as you make your way into the temple, I just want you to think, you're giving yourself some awesome time, some sacred time, some powerful time, some Zen time. Just step in and here's a special place for yourself. And then we'll just go and stand over on a cushion and take it from there. If you want to have a little moment with the enlightened being at the back of the room, maybe you could see the awesomeness inside of yourself or the awesomeness inside of everyone. Maybe you could be grateful for community and teaching, or maybe you can just skip him altogether, as you wish. So let's make our way in. I'll ring the bell and we'll line up. Wonderful. So welcome everybody. And let's just begin by each one of us setting our own intention. You're here, you're going to spend some time here. I want you to make the most awesome time of this as possible. So I'll say some things that you might want to set as your intention. And you can feel or repeat any of them back to yourself or make your own version of it. Or maybe just think about entirely your own stuff. But I hope that this time together, you feel inspired and empowered for yourself, for your happiness, for your peace, for your life. I'm aiming to give you some insights to help you let go of feelings and habits that don't help you and give you some skills and some tools to create new habits and new feelings faster and stronger. My hope is that the session is sprinkled with kindness and purpose, so you move through life with more patience and caring and love. If I take a deep breath and look within, I really want every one of us to feel like we are champions of goodness. We grow that in ourselves every day, and we try to inspire other people to be that too. So I'll just give everyone a couple of breaths while you take some deep breaths and feel your intention for today. Excellent. So I wanted to start by saying that this session, it's for you. Sure, I'm sitting up here talking, but the important thing is that it has some impact on you. I don't want you just to learn stuff. I want it to impact you and for you to have skills and to be transformed. And the best way I know for that to happen is for you to engage. So ask any questions. Push me to the limit of my knowledge and experience. Support each other as a community. If we do some exercises or meditations, dive into them with all your creativity, and then let's really explore how to make mental training and transformation amazing. All right. And that goes to you out there on the live stream as well. Please say hi. Please feel like you're here with us. Ask any questions. So the topic I had in mind for today was inspired by a discussion thread I was in a Buddhist group online this week. But I'm totally open for today's topic, going wherever is great for you. So I'm going to start with the ideas and the topics I'd been considering, but please take us wherever we need to go for you. My plan is for a little intro, then a shared guided exercise. We'll do a little bit of a relaxation exercise, and maybe then some mindfulness, learning to see our mind better, maybe some kindness cultivation. We'll see where the feel of the session has taken us. Then we'll have some more discussion, and we'll finish with a closing meditation and dedication also. All right. So the topic that I was reading, it was one of the leads of this Buddhist group, and he was saying, there are all these hard concepts, and when we put them out as philosophically interesting and introduce mental practices as these different things, it's this huge barrier to so many people. And that was kind of the sum total of the post. And it really got me thinking that, the basics of learning some relaxation exercises, or learning how to practice kindness, or learning how to watch your mind and just let go of feelings or thoughts that don't serve us. These real basics are profound, and people get caught up in all this convoluted sounding stuff instead of mastering the basics. And yes, this was a Buddhist group, but I've seen the same thing in different kinds of self-help and psychological groups, and in so many different spiritual groups. People would rather be chanting to the infinite monkeys through all the dimensions instead of just feeling powerful or whatever it is that they want to cultivate. Our theme today is to really focus on things that are achievable and straightforward and awesome for all of us. Does anyone have any questions or responses about what I just shared? I just noticed that my window's open and there's a lot of traffic. So thanks for the thumbs up. I'll be right back. Excellent. Well, I think as I'm talking about experiential change, probably the best next step to do is to dive into a meditation to experience some of what I'm talking about. So let's do that. Oh, Science Cat's out on the live stream. They say hello. Anyone else want to shout out hello or shine out some VR emojis of love and happiness to the crowd? Is my audio working? I can't hear anybody.
Oh, I'm just kind of being quiet. I had myself muted.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, hi everyone. Yeah. As I said, I hope we feel here together, and thank you for being receptive and chill. I hope we can go from those chill, receptive moments to being really engaged and expressive. Okay, IP is also here, and they're waving to everybody. And Silence Cat says yes, you can hear us. All right, so let's dive into a meditation. If you've never done meditation before, there are so many different kinds. You might have seen people um, doing really weird stuff, calling it meditation. You might have heard of very religious meditations. Um, and while it's true, under the umbrella of meditation are many weird things. I like to think of meditation just means any time that you're intentionally doing something with your mind. So when a sports person is visualizing that basketball shot going in and rehearsing it and feeling their muscles training to go straight and feeling their confidence being trained, I consider that a form of meditation. Um, when somebody is taking relaxing breaths and feeling their body relaxing, I consider that a form of meditation. In fact, the examples that I'm giving you are super practical examples without any woo woo, and I actually think these are some of the best kinds of meditations. So, when someone is letting their mind settle and then feeling how they care about their friends and family and letting that care just feel nicer and nicer, that's, I think, a really beautiful kind of meditation. One thing I like to add, why meditation's maybe just different than just regular thinking, is, right now you could think about your friends and family. If you're having a good day, you'd be like, ah. If you're having not a good day, maybe you'd be like, ah, or, but then the thought passes and you're on to the next thing. But something magical happens when we meditate. If you decide to hold your attention on caring about your good friends, the nice feeling just grows. Maybe you could imagine the networks in your brain that create caring and understanding and patience. They're just like firing up and firing up. And so they send out more pathways, and the care grows and the feeling grows, and the impact of what you're growing transforms more of you. Hey, welcome. We're just beginning. Come in, grab a seat. We're about to begin a guided exercise. I'm just explaining the different kinds of meditations, from relaxation exercises to caring exercises to another one that I really like. And some people think this one crosses over into the line of like religious or mystical meditations, but it really doesn't have to. And the way I present it, I don't want it to. But there's this Zen idea of just breathe and just become nothingness, and that is actually achievable if you watch all the things that are happening in your mind and just let them settle. You can make your mind a little calmer, and if you keep watching and you just keep coming back to your breath, little by little, you can make everything become really still. It's kind of like a relaxation exercise, but it's this amazing tranquility you can make. Some people call that mindfulness. Some people call it by different names from different languages. But yeah, practicing to have this deep peace, and also practicing to really notice what's going on in your own mind. I think that's awesome. Now, to tie everything I said back to tonight's themes, in self-development and spiritual circles, sometimes people will be like, oh yeah, meditation. Yeah, my imagination goes wild, and I see lights of beings from another dimension. And then they'll spend a lot of time like exploring that. And afterwards, some of them might be like, hey, I'm more confident or I'm more playful. And some of them are like, oh yeah, that was kind of just a waste of time. And yeah, in meditation, your imagination can be way more powerful. If someone says, hey, I'm sending you love, maybe you could believe that you're actually feeling it from them. But really, our imaginations can just be so strong in meditation. And so choosing to make that really real, like I'm going to practice being kind, or I'm going to practice being perfectly at peace. Like making your amazing mental powers work for you awesomely. That's what I want everyone in the world to be excited about. But it's especially what I want to give each of you today, and for you to feel like you're a champion of your own consciousness. All right, I think that's enough of an intro to meditation. Let's just dive in. And sometimes in meditations, they say we'll do a breathing meditation or we'll do a caring meditation. But right now, I feel like we're going to be kind of like musicians jamming together. I just going to set a theme and I'm just going to see where it takes us. Maybe from your body language, I might be able to like feel where you're at and surf the crowd with where the meditation takes us. So if you've never meditated before, I'm going to say stuff like close your eyes and listen to your breath. And literally you just do that. You just try and relax and observe whatever the suggestions give you. That's all there is to it. So I invite everyone to get comfortable. It's making me wiggle my butt, adjust my feet, put them flat on the ground. I'm sitting back into my chair. I'm moving my arms and my elbows to find a place that feels good with my posture. And just do whatever you've got to do to just make your body feel a little better, a little more comfortable. And in some schools of meditation, they have their eyes open. Some they have it a little closed. I actually like to have them completely closed so that the whole experience is my own consciousness. You know, I might start imagining things, but at least I know what I'm seeing, the activity in my visual cortex, that's coming from within me. So I invite you to also close your eyes and just notice, oh, here I am with my eyes closed. Notice what it feels like right now. What's your mind feel like? What's it like to be alive right now? And we're going to do a few exercises, and hopefully what it feels like will change. I'm going to set the intention for you to feel more peace and more calm. And other than that, we'll just take it where it takes us. So your attention, it's pretty amazing. Right now, maybe your attention's on my voice, maybe it's wandered. If your attention's wandered somewhere else, I just invite you to grab it and bring it over back onto my voice. But then watch, you're going to practice directing it. So put your attention on your toes, wiggle your toes. And then your fingers. And then let your body be still. And take a deep breath and feel the breath. And then take another one and hear the breath. And then feel your shoulders and your chest and your back. And if I talk about imagining the muscles relaxing, just take your attention into that. Some of you might feel like the muscles just let go, perfect peace. Maybe you've been practicing it, or maybe you're just really lucky. Or some of you might need to just gently move your imagination through the muscles in your shoulders, or visualize them. Or maybe you feel the places that need to relax the most, and then you use a deep breath to just let it go and let it relax more and more and more. You can move your attention around. So if you feel your right ear or your right shoulder or a little bit off to the right outside your body, oh yeah, you can think about over there. And as well as moving your attention around physically, you can also move it to different kinds of experience. So if you move your physical attention onto your nose and feel the breath, some of you will notice that you really feel the temperature. Some of you notice you really feel the flow. Some of you notice that you smell something nice, or you just smell what the room's like. Some of you will notice that you hear the breath. Now, we were talking about changing our life and making ourselves better in all kinds of ways. I just invite you to think about, why does watching your attention, how could that be a superpower? And so the more often we practice watching our attention and intentionally moving our attention around or directing it and focusing it and holding it somewhere, the more powerful it becomes. The more we can choose what we're going to focus on in our day-to-day. We can choose how we want to act instead of react. We can notice reactions and bring your attention back into something more powerful. And when we practice making our attention focused and we hold that focus, many people, I think everybody, finds they can make parts of their consciousness stronger. So if your attention's wandered, if you're thinking about something else, I'm just catching your attention now, bring it back. And we're just going to practice holding our attention onto feeling your breath. Try and do 5 whole breaths. And every moment, just feel the breath. Hear the breath. Be the breath. So some of you might have noticed your mind wandering and coming back and wandering and coming back and wandering and coming back. Some of you might have noticed just so many intricate sensations in your breath. The way the air rolls across the nostrils. Or the way the temperature changes in and out. All the way that it speeds up, fills up, and then changes directions, and speeds up and empties out, and speeds up and then slows down, and then stops when it's all out, and then goes the other direction. Just in the simple act of breathing, so many ways your attention could experience that. Some of you will see the airflow, the little waves in the air. Some of you would be really focused on the feeling, the relaxing or soothing sensation of the breath. Or some of you would have felt the mindfulness, the power and the strength of just being conscious of each moment. Every one of us can experience focusing on the breath so vastly differently. And as you learn to watch carefully what your mind does, you become a greater artist of your consciousness, the master of your mind. And in a moment, we're going to take another 5 deep, peaceful breaths. And I'm going to invite you to imagine your body in deeper relaxation, your mind in deeper peace. Some of you might like the idea of going deeper into meditation, or being more open and more ready for powerful, positive transformations. So let's just do those 5 deep breaths now. And now just notice what it feels like. And for those of you who've soothed your consciousness, or you're feeling a lot better, I just invite you to imagine how good this could get. And as you become more of the director of your own inner scripts, you can learn what to focus on. So maybe you had some little moments of perfect peace. You can appreciate them and feel that you'll get more of them. Or maybe you had some excitement of ease or transformation or joy or compassion. Frame your own mental training so that you'll get more and more of what you want. So we're going to have just a little bit more of this meditation. So let's all settle into the meditation a little more. 3 gentle, beautiful breaths. And then you can just watch your attention. We'll do that for 20 seconds. What are you thinking? Where is your mind? How does it feel? Just watch your attention. And I want you to know that if you practiced a peacefulness meditation for a couple minutes every day, you would find the peacefulness feels better and better and stronger and stronger. And if you kept that consistently, it would impact you in ways that are probably bigger than you can even imagine right now. You could try to imagine, what if your very core was perfect peace? The way you reacted to any situation or any people, anything new, you just stepped in with total presence, confidence and ease, because you had trained this peace and grown it, that your core just was an unshakable mountain of stillness and power. Or perhaps you'd like to imagine if you did kindness meditation. Right now you could think of your closest friends and family. And notice the feeling of caring and appreciation and laughter and love and patience and joy. And imagine if you just meditated on that every day, and the caring became just profoundly more beautiful. And the patience and the understanding became infinite. And for the last part of this meditation, I just invite you to envisage whatever you would do, being the master of your consciousness. And if things came to mind, I invite you to keep making that stronger. But if you're unsure, maybe you could just imagine a more beautiful, more complete peace, or a wonderful caring and compassion. Maybe you could imagine more confidence and playfulness and laughter. Maybe you could imagine your basketball shot getting better, or whatever sports you play, rehearsing being great, every thought being encouraging and supportive, every word to your teammates being helpful, every word to people in your life, lifting them up, being gentle and caring in a way that you're intentionally trying to guide their mind into things that make them feel better, to be better. Maybe you would envisage some kind of confidence or expressiveness that you would take into some part of your life. Maybe you just want to imagine feeling great, strong. And for the very last part of this meditation, just all the other people here. They all had different experiences. But how much do you wish for that they had something that makes them feel good or strong or peaceful or happy? Maybe if they have something going on in their life and they had some epiphany that they can change it in a way that will make it so much easier. Maybe they had something that was causing them some suffering and something shifted that their suffering will be gone. Maybe they found some way to help someone close to them. Just really feel your well-wishing for everybody here. Then have a moment to just really set that positive intention more powerfully for yourself. And like I said about framing our mind, I just invite you to reflect upon the meditation. Re-feel the good moments. Remember any nice thoughts or changes in perspective. If there were any moments of struggle with your mind or with feelings, if there was a moment that you came back into peace, or a moment where the feeling changed, or a glimpse of what that'd be like, let yourself celebrate those. Have more of that. Imagine a mind every moment of peace, of calm, of intentionally created beautiful feelings. And as we're coming out of meditation, if anyone had a nice feeling that you want to share, maybe it's just a sound or a word, or maybe you want to describe an experience you had or something you saw or an insight you had. We're just going to share any of the positive parts of today's meditation, if you'd like to.
I know I always get so motivated to go talk to my family or chat up an old friend when I think about like gratitude or kindness, meditation, or actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm not sure if
it's a really positive feeling.
Oh yeah, so you feel motivated to do it, and then you do it. Is that what you said?
Yeah, like it helps me actually, reach out when I wasn't going to before.
Wonderful. And some of the time that can really change people's day or life. So that's really beautiful. And not just from them. I'm sure every time you do that, your friendship with them gets enriched too. Thank you for sharing. Actually, I want to say the reason I said that is because sometimes you were saying reaching out to old friends, but sometimes people after kindness meditation, they just feel like smiling at strangers or giving a more friendly hi to the checkout person in the store. And these little bits of happiness and joy that we throw out For some people, it's just like a little moment of extra smile. But, it might be someone who's having a bad day, and that smile, they might have been thinking, the world sucks and no one's nice to me. And then suddenly they're like, oh, someone was nice to me. So the more we spread that kindness, they're like, sometimes it can make little miracles. So thanks for sharing, Claxon.
So I know we were doing kindness meditation, but I had a similar experience this time as last time when I was on the stream. So my shoulders are really bad from sports injuries and stuff. They ache all the time. And starting a meditation's kind of hard because like I just feel like doing the body scan, I feel all that pain. But after a few minutes into it, I sort of come up out of my shoulders and out of that kind of experience, and I get like, last time I got into this really just totally mind kind of state where I almost felt like I was sleeping, but I was listening to what you were saying. And same thing happened today, and that was really pleasant.
I'm honored that I get to share those moments with you.
It's really nice.
In the recordings channel on our Discord, I shared the progressive muscle relaxation that can be good for chronic pain. Were you part of that discussion? Did you check it out?
No, I didn't know about that.
So that one's intentionally supercharging the relaxation, and it uses tensing the muscles and exploring really closely and then letting go. And if you've got injuries, you want to take it gently, but really exploring what it is to like activate them and then just totally let them go. It can supercharge that like letting go in the body. So I would encourage you to check it out. And
All right, thanks.
maybe some of you are like, what's he talking about? His body disappeared. It was purely in his mind. A lot of people in meditation just find things really change. Like you might have been sitting in a noisy place and then the world disappears and you're just in your mind. Or your body was doing something and then your body disappears and you become just this pure peace. And to anyone where they're like, that sounds too far out, let me give you a real example. When you fall asleep and you're dreaming, the outside world disappears and you're completely in this world of your mind. Or if you're playing a video game or reading a book or having a daydream, I think all of us have had this experience where our mind just completely goes to another place. And meditation, you get to go into these intentionally wonderful places. Amazing peace. Caring that can be so beautiful it makes you cry with joy, confidence, stillness. Yeah. So thanks for sharing, Blonde Dark Rose. And again, I'm really glad that I was a little part in guiding you there. I hope you
Yeah, thanks.
I hope you practice it often so that like your nervous system learns more of that and it changes how you feel through the day. I know that's possible. That's why I'm hoping that for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, check out the guided progressive muscle relaxation on our recordings channel. It's a link to my SoundCloud. Hopefully that'll make it easier to find what I mean. Yeah.
Would it be on the YouTube channel too?
There are some relaxations on the YouTube channel, but none that are as directed at progressive muscle relaxation as that SoundCloud one.
I get to the SoundCloud through the YouTube though, right?
I think maybe the About page has a link to there, or you could write a comment and be like, hey, where's that recording? And I'll reply. and
Okay.
yeah, then everyone can see it. Yeah,
All right. Thank you.
awesome. Pops, did you start to share something?
Yeah, I just wanted to share my thought process.
Klaxon, maybe you could mute.
I think I'm gonna hold off for now because I'm still trying to figure out my thoughts.
Cool. Jump in whenever you can, or maybe there is like a main theme of it, and if you just start telling us that, the rest might fall into place. Klaxon, could you please mute yourself? I'd say
Yeah,
somebody
so
give him a nudge, but he's just virtual. All right, Pop, sorry. What were you saying?
No problem. Yeah, so I guess the main theme was building blocks. So I was thinking about building blocks in terms of meditation, how meditation feels like a building block to like everything else that we do. And I was thinking about that in terms of education. Like, why don't we learn that when we're very young almost? Like, it seems almost like a given. Because I can see in certain meditations how like focused or how relieved I can feel by something that doesn't take like any outside external influence to do. And then I started thinking about goofy ideas like, well, what if there are really like buff monks and like what if there are like tribes of monks that like strive to be like super like muscular while they do meditation as well.
There are Shaolin monks, warrior monks, and I'm sure there are also other groups that profound physical fitness and prowess is a part of their practice. And if you step outside of just traditional monks and think of like just the whole global culture of people who are into personal development, lots of people who are really into great attitudes are also really into being really fit and healthy.
That's cool.
Sort of related to what you were just saying is I would love every one of you to imagine yourself as an ambassador for being a mental champion and spreading kindness, but having images or like role models in your mind that you identify with can be really great. So Pops, if you start to think of yourself as a really buff monk you walk through every day, like just imagining yourself as that's great. If every one of you thought of yourself as a brain ninja, body superhero, being of infinite compassion, that's got to be a good thing. Yeah. Blonde Dark Roast, somebody, IP, said to share the link in this chat, and I put it straight in, just so it's there now if you want to see it.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Would anyone else like to share a moment or a thought or a feeling from today's meditation? All right, so let's open it up to if anyone has any questions or thoughts about it.
It's gonna sound like a weird question, maybe. So I'm trying to sit crisscross with like on a cushion today, and I'm not really sure what to do with my feet. My right ankle feels like pinched, but I don't really know where to like put it.
What kind of floor do you have?
So
Or are
the
the
cushion's
feet
actually
on
not
the...
on the floor. It's on my Yeah, my cushion's on my bed,
Yeah.
so my sort of hips are elevated and my knees are down
Hmm.
below the cushion, but it's not on a floor.
And so the feet are on the bed.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the best solution I've had from many different places is to actually raise your hips higher. The more the knees and the feet go down, maybe you can fold over the back of the cushion so your butt's up higher. That often just lets the knees and the feet and the blood circulation flow more easily.
Okay.
The reason I said I think this is the best feedback is because my original school was like, just focus on your breath. Just like your shoulders disappeared, your feet will disappear too. Be the master of your body and your mind, which you might want to try. What are some other things that you could suggest? I could suggest practicing yoga or some kind of stretching really can help with stuff like that. Just different kinds of flexibility and your muscles learning different posture can really make all the difference. So there's my 3 suggestions. Take as you wish.
All right.
I guess also, if I could see what your feet were doing, maybe there'd be some feedback I give you. Or perhaps you could just try, maybe you've got your right leg in front of your left. You could try the other way around. Maybe you could try putting your knees further apart or closer together. I don't know if you can do a half lotus and bring that sore foot up. Oh, you can't see me, but I just grabbed my foot up and put it up on top of my thigh. You could just try some variations until you find one that you're like, yeah, this is good. Yeah.
All right. I think my cushion was just a little too low. I have like 4 cushions that I like pillows, so I could just set them up higher.
Yeah,
Maybe add an extra one.
do it. Yeah, I remember when I first was hanging out with that community. I was in the Scottish Highlands in a temple in the middle of a valley. And on the edge of the valley, everything was covered in snow. But then down in the valley was like autumn. It was a wild contrast. And it wasn't even that steep a valley. We could walk up to the snow in a few minutes. And we'd get up at like 5 a.m. and it was pretty cold. But not so cold that we needed heating or anything. And everyone would go into the temple room, and each person had their own constructed altar of like 6 cushions high with a big pile of blankets. So they'd like get their butt into the right spot. They'd line their feet up in this altar that they'd made, and then wrap themselves up in like layers and layers of blankets. And they'd just kind of merge into their own mountain of meditation. It was pretty cool. So yeah, maybe that
I like the sound of that. I
image
might
is
try
helpful.
something like that.
Yeah. Hmm. So thanks. I really love practical questions. Would anyone else like to share or ask or? Conscious Buddha, what's on your mind right now?
Oh, I'm just meditating. I just I just got here, so I'm trying to keep up. Or I'm trying to get my own little meditation in.
So
Nothing much.
while we're talking, like we moved out of the meditation into discussion, what's it like for you to meditate during that? What are you doing?
Focusing on the body, just areas of tension, like the neck or thighs.
And what stands out for you most? Is it like the physical space, or is it the feeling, or do you see the parts of your body? What kind of experience do you have as you move through your body?
I think it's the feeling when the tension lets go a little bit, and just noticing that.
So I think
It helps a lot.
it's actually pretty amazing, everybody, Conscious Buddha has been practicing meditation a lot. And so he's even doing meditation while he's listening to the discussion. And I think that's kind of an end goal for all of us, is that you're trying to be just aware of your own mind all the time. You're walking into a party and you choose to fill yourself up with excitement and positivity and amazing conversations. You walk into a classroom and you shift your mind into being ready to learn and being focused and calm. You walk into work and you create the kind of state of mind to make the most of work. You're in your conversations with friends or family and you're watching how you feel each moment, just crafting it to make beautiful interactions. Yeah, being conscious and practicing that throughout all our moments is a real gift. So thank you for sharing, Conscious Buddha.
For sure.
In fact, I'd like to give all of you the challenge as we continue today's conversation. Try to watch your experience. If you hear a good idea, like imagine being impacted by it more powerfully or internalizing it more. Like Claxon said, reaching out to friends and family, maybe you'd be like, whoa, yeah, actually I want to share the love I just glimpsed. Or any bit of the discussion we have, just watch how you experience it and try and give yourself the most of each moment. So Trianta's just said in the chat, sorry for not coming as often as I should. My emotional and mental health has been pretty crumbly, but I do enjoy being there in spirit. Thanks for all your words, Neo. Well, Trianta, there's no should. I don't ever want you to feel like you have to. But yeah, you are always invited and welcome, and I'm glad that the words help in the way that they can. And I hope when things are particularly hard, you feel more drawn to come and create moments of peace, or to have conversations around mindfulness and awareness. Another topic I wanted to touch on tonight is that personal development and mental well-being, I don't think they should be just our own thing. Kindness and friendship and community is so central to life. And if you feel the positive stuff that you cultivate is something you can share, I think that enriches how those positive transformations help you. And if you know that coming to the temple, or you have certain friends that you can reach out to that help you find peace or awareness, I think that's something we should all prioritize more of. One of my visions for the world that I am working towards is a world where everybody is the master of their own mind, but also our communities are shaped around being aware of what's going on for each other and filling each other up with love and encouragement. Trianta, you didn't say what's exactly going on for you, but I'd love to go in and be a mental artist with you and just paint some strength and happiness and dig up some weeds and plant some seeds of awesome in your mind. These classes can be quite, it's just the ideas and it's you applying them that is important, but it's great to actually go through. This is why I encourage people to ask specific questions. If we can go through and really make it real for you, that's wonderful. So anytime you want to come, Trianta, you're always welcome. And I'm glad that the words are reaching you through the video. And I hope the ideas and the practices that have helped you most, that you keep bringing them to mind as much as you need. There's a practice in some Buddhist circles of going for refuge to the enlightened being. They say, I turn to the enlightened being, I turn to the teachings, and I turn to the uplifting community. They call that the triple gem. And I think that's actually pretty beautiful. Like if you just keep your focus on, hey, I want to be aware, I want to be awake, I want to make my best mind, and you just keep turning towards that. It's a gift. And good ideas and good lessons, if you just keep them in your mind, that's going to be what shapes your experience every day. And you can just stop for a moment and think about across society how many painful ideas or confusion or self-criticism is just running through everybody's head. How great it would be if everyone in the world was just choosing to focus on the stuff that makes themselves and their lives and their relationships wonderful. In some of those communities that turn to the enlightened being and the teachings and the community, they also say, I keep doing that until I'm enlightened. So I go to the Buddha and the Dharma and the Sangha, that's the enlightened mind and the teachings and the community. I go to the Buddha and the Dharma and the Sangha until I'm enlightened. And they'll say that a bunch of times. And as you see, I interpret that in a secular way, just trying to just see what's practical about that. But just saying that a bunch of times, it just feels this oh yeah, I want to put all of my focus and intention onto the things that make life more beautiful, and building community and relationships that also make our lives more beautiful. So Trianta, I'm glad that we are a sense of sangha for you, a community that encourages and uplifts you. Or perhaps we're not encouraging and uplifting, maybe we're gentle and soothing and healing for you. I hope we're whatever you need, whenever you need. Yeah. So thanks for sharing. And yeah, if there's anyone here that knows Trianta, maybe you can just reach out with a bit of love and care, maybe more specific to whatever's going on with them. Would anyone else like to share or ask a question or reflect something?
I just set up a little cushion situation, and that was really good advice.
If I can do that with your cushions,
supporting,
imagine what I can do with your entire consciousness.
Yeah, supporting my back, it feels really, really good. It's nice.
Wonderful. Sometimes I like to describe that when we practice stillness meditation, we find this inner peace. It's like we build this foundation of stillness. It's like we learn that our core is this mountain of unshakable power. Magnificent, sometimes you describe it as this 0 point, this pure potential. And just like you've built up these cushions that make sitting so comfortable, I hope all of us can envisage cultivating a mind where the thing that we're sitting on, our moment-to-moment awareness, is this beautiful mountain of cushions and comfort and strength and love and positivity. And I hope when we meditate, we feel that we are cultivating that. We're growing this consciousness. We're transforming our being, transforming how we see each moment, how we feel each moment, to make this altar of comfortable cushion, strength, enlightenment for ourselves. Okay, so my wife requested that tonight's session not be too long. So if there's any other sharing, questions, comments, let's look at that quickly. And then I'm going to dive into our closing meditation. Vastewa? Sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name.
You can call me the way people usually calls me that, but I'm afraid I don't have any positive thing to share right now.
Can you tell us how we should say your name? That's...
The way, just the way.
Oh, Dewey. Cool. Thanks. So it doesn't have to be a positive thing. I'm kind of curious what's on your mind. If you're feeling open.
I'm not really sure, yeah. Maybe later or
Cool.
next time.
Thanks. Yeah. I'd love to hear what you're thinking about or how these ideas are for you. So yeah, I hope to see you same time next week. All right. Well, as we start getting ready for our closing meditation, if you'd been thinking about something and maybe wanted to ask it or share it, now's the time to do that. And let's get ourselves comfortable again. If you're sitting on the cushion, feel your knees and your hips. I'm sitting on a seat, so I'm getting my feet flat on the ground. I've already closed my eyes, adjusting my shoulders, pulling the shoulder blades back, opening up my chest, so that when I let it rest, I feel a more dignified posture. One thing that can really help with meditation is before we sit, we envisage that it could be something really beautiful. Maybe you're going to find a really nice peace. Maybe you're going to see your mind in a way that you've never seen it before. Maybe profound visions or feelings might arise that could impact you awesomely for the rest of your life. Maybe just watching each moment of your breath will be a wonderful practice. Whatever happens, we're just going to be present with each moment. So let's start by just being present with each moment. Notice your attention and your breath. Try and see how many moments you can notice in a second. And when I start to do that, I'm like, whoa, wow, whoa, wow, wow, wow. This is faster than I can comment on. So try to keep noticing the moments and just let go of any commentary. Just try to experience every moment. You might like the idea, you might like to know that if in every moment of your life you're just present with your moment, you could actually set aside all reactions. Just be free to choose what would be the most awesome reaction right now. What would be the wisest thing to do? What would be the most helpful thing to say? When you're just watching your awareness, letting all old habits go, you're free to be your most awesome self in every way. Just let that idea and those feelings just simmer, but your attention is still on every moment. Your breath and your experience, try to just experience as many moments as you can in each second. Notice how your moments change if you breathe deeper and make the breath feel better. I've given some ideas today for self-images that we might want to carry. Perhaps to think of yourself as a mental ninja or a mind artist, an ambassador of goodness, a buff monk, someone who watches their mind in each moment and crafts amazing consciousness. A compassion meditator who spreads kindness and care through the world. I'll just give you a few breaths for you to strengthen whatever positive ideas for yourself, to internalize it, to carry it forward. May all your meditations come with beautiful intentions. May you be patient and kind with yourself in every moment. May you envisage wonderful ways to be and to feel, and may you experience that often. And may you be infinitely patient and understanding and accepting of yourself and of everyone. May you have insights where feelings that don't help you just dissolve away, they're let go of forever. Where attitudes that don't support you, you notice them, you label them as an attitude, and remove them from yourself. You choose to grow the feelings and the attitudes that will make you more awesome. May every breath fill you with strength. May all your conversations uplift you, bring kindness, joy, and wisdom to those around you. May you feel cared for, supported, and encouraged. May you ask yourself the way that you are meant to be, the most wonderful version of yourself. Ask yourself, how could the world be? Maybe there's a way the world is meant to be. Let yourself envisage that world. Let yourself become that person. Maybe you want to commit, prioritize being who you could possibly be, helping towards making the world its best possible way. I hope tonight in many ways you glimpsed massive potential enlightenment, freedom. I hope the positive feelings that you experienced, you see them as a pathway to much more wonderful states of consciousness and ways of being and ways of living. Keep walking that path. That's the way. I have to go now, so I encourage you to come out of the meditation gently over the next minute or two and practice some positive conversations together. Share what you learned, reflect upon the things you liked, ask each other great questions. Be that community of positivity for each other. Try and give as much as you can, and try and receive and grow as much as from the other people as possible. With much love, positive intention for all of you, and I hope to see you again this time next week.